You think say me I got change my Jamaican ways? You must be mad. When it comes to dating, I don't care what kind of dating show it is. If the person is not black, me nah there with you.
Everything gonna make sense soon. Make a band-aid and put it over the wound.
What a guan, pound, what a guan. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. When you lot watch my videos, you lot must be thinking, what is going on with this boy's skin? Like, why is it 1 minute he's light, 1 minute he's dark, 1 minute he's brown, 1 minute he's red, whatever. Listen, I went to Marbella and like, I never bought any like skin products with me. I just went, and anytime I go on holiday, I don't bring any type of skin products with me. So that is why I'm looking a bit tanned and darker, but we move. Anyway, if you're new to my channel, make sure you like, comment and subscribe to the ting. So today I'm going to be talking about Love Island and why black people should not be on Love Island. So this year is the first year where I've actually watched Love Island from the beginning up until its current episode. And the reason why I did start watching it was because although last year and the year before was quite popular, I feel like this year there's a younger crowd and I feel like it's more relatable to me. I feel like the job roles and the personalities that the current contestants have is more relatable to me. So that's why I feel like I can speak on this a bit better. And because I have watched from the first episode up until now, I have a strong opinion on why black people should just not go on Love Island. I'm just gonna say this, period. When you watch TV nowadays, like most TV and most production companies are owned by white people. And I'm talking about in the UK. Production companies and media companies are majority based around Caucasian and other races. There are not a lot of black minority in this kind of business field. So from that, you should know that when they are looking for contestants, sometimes I feel like their brain just does not click to think, oh, let me pick this black guy or let me pick this black girl. And the contestants that they do pick generally do not date their own race. And I'm just like, what is going on? So let me start with the first episode. So on the first episode, you meet the girls and then the guys are picking their girls. Sherif comes on, and Sherif is, in terms of his personality, and obviously he's African, black, young, like I feel like looking at him, I see myself in him in a sense. I see like a bubbly character. I see someone that likes to go out, chill, and he talks like he talks like everyone basically. That's how I feel like I relate to him on that level. For you to see a lineup of majority white women with either blonde hair or light brown hair, and then the one black girl, and you've completely not even blinked twice at her, like that says a lot to me. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with dating outside your race, but I feel like if you've grown up and black is all you know, and if you've gone to a school where black is all you know, you eat black food, you enjoy, majority of the music you listen to is created by black people, what would make you want to just automatically pick someone that is of another race? Like, to me, that just does not make any sense. Honestly, I swear on my life, like, I don't understand how a black man, and I'm not saying he says it, I'm not saying he has said this, yeah, but in this day and age, black boys are so confident to say, oh, I want a lighty, light skin is better, and stuff like that. And I'm just like, where do people pick that up from? People that like to label, particularly dark-skinned women or brown to dark-skinned women, people like to label them as aggressive and confrontational, too much to handle. And I'm just like, was your mum not too much to handle for your dad? Like, I don't understand. Like, is your mum not too much to handle when she's telling you to pick up your dirty jars off the floor? Like, make up your mind in where you feel like a black woman is too much to handle. That is just a stupid excuse as to why you don't want to be with a black woman. And another thing as well, in this day and age, when a boy is like dating a girl and they're dating a girl outside of their race for a long period of time, I feel like they do it intentionally. Like, they do it because just in case that girl gets pregnant, their child will have nice hair, their child won't have to go through the issues of being dark skinned and stuff like that. So that pissed me off when he walked on and the first person he picked, I big him up for picking someone that was of colour, because Anna was actually of colour, but I still feel like, why could you not just pick the black girl? Why could you not? And then on her side, like, what I've noticed in Love Island as well is they try not to mention any race. So when someone comes on the show and they don't know what the person looks like, they will, oh my god, these fucking cats, man. So I realized when someone comes on the show, when it's a mystery guy or mystery girl, I realized the show tries their best not to mention race at all. So there was a scene where I forgot the boy's name. I think his name's Danny. When he came on the show and Yewande was describing him, it's like she couldn't say that he was brown, she couldn't say that he was mixed race. Like, I'm not saying that you have to, but you can only describe the person by height, bone structure, physique, like, and it's just like, come on. We want to know if the person wants to know if they're black or white, let them know. It's not that deep. But in TV, I understand that viewers and some people will make everything about race. They have to be sensitive when it comes to that topic. Fair enough. But I feel like as a black person, and literally any show that you're going to go on, even when it comes to like X Factor, for example, if you're going to go on X Factor, you have to know that majority of your contestants are not going to be of the same race as you. So if you do find that at least one person is, buddy up with that person, vibes with that person, create a bond with that person so that you don't necessarily feel alone. And I'm not saying that, and another thing that I don't like as well is that obviously with the whole Sherif leaving the house, with the whole thing about Sherif leaving the house and kicking the girl in the fanny or whatever, like, how are you saying, like, you are from East London or wherever you're from, you are from the ends basically, yeah? How are you saying that was a cunt punch? Like, who uses those kind of words? Like, you would only use those words if you're trying to fit in with a crowd that you're not normally used to being in. So that is, I don't respect. If me, Phillip, Jamaica, Barbados, St. Kitts, if there was ever a time where I'm in a social environment and people are from different walks of life with me, I will always be myself. There is no way I am not going to be myself. Even with job interviews. Sometimes I go to job interviews and I'm like, raw. Like, majority of the people in here are Caucasian or of a completely other race. And I am going to be the only black guy. And the majority of the jobs that I've worked in, I am the only black guy. But I don't make that a thing. One thing about me is I separate my race, my emotions from my professionalism. So if a customer's being rude to me, or if I'm in a competition, or if I'm doing something and my teammate is being rude to me, I will never make it about race, because the show is about my talent, or the job is about my talent and my skills. So from that exceeds everything, like, I don't care. I'm not being funny. There has been occasions where I've had to say, do you know what? Like, you're singling me out because I'm black. You're singling me out because I'm not like everybody else. You're singling me out because there's a stereotype on my race. And that's how I feel it is in Love Island. Like, even the previous years with, like, for example, Samara, yeah, don't get me wrong. She was beautiful. She, not because of her features, like her personality, she was bubbly, she was outgoing, and I felt like she literally didn't have anyone to couple up with. She didn't have anyone that would, like, literally sit down and get to know her, because none of them were attracted to black girls. None of them had dated black girls. But it's okay for a white person to not prefer a black person, but, like, if a black person was to say, oh, I don't want to date outside my race, like, that's an issue. That doesn't make any sense. If I sit down and say to myself, I don't want to be with anyone other than my race, that is fine. That's not a preference. That's what I've grown up on. And even there was a show where she's on, Big Nasty Show or something like that. And he was basically, like, pulling jokes at her, basically saying, why did you struggle to find someone on the show? And it's like she was just saying, I don't know, but he was like, it's because you was black, it's because you was black. But she was just like, I don't know, like, I don't know, maybe nobody really liked me. But I'm just thinking, what do you mean nobody really liked you? Because the show is not necessarily about, obviously the way it starts is when you're picking your first person, you are going off looks. But as the days go on, you have to go off by personality. So how can you not know that it's about your race, why you're not being picked? How can you not know that this person does not completely doesn't connect with black people? So, like, how do you not know? Like, it just amazes me that obviously I feel like when people go on these shows, they have to cover themselves. They are in contract. They can't break these rules and regulations, because if you was to, so for example, if a contestant that was on Love Island that was black went into an interview and started bashing them about race, every single other potential network that may have wanted to work with him will just literally throw that opportunity away, because you've now basically bashed a billion dollar business, basically saying that they don't care about diversity and race, and that is one of the biggest things that can tear down a company. So I feel like a lot of people that go on these shows are scared to even talk about race, or scared to even talk about just equality or empowerment, because of the fear that if they go on this, if they go and big up their race and not include everyone else, that they'll do that with every other TV opportunity that they have. If you're just a normal black person and you have a talent, they don't care. You have to be able to do cartwheels in your sleep. Every single reality show, TV show, every single competition show, they have to pick at least 1 or 2 black people out of the 10 to 15. That is how it is, period. They cannot have a show where majority of the people are white, because the reviews will be in uproar. And then again, back to Samira as well, when she was on the show, she used to say, why don't people like me? Like, I'm funny, I'm da-da-da, and you're comparing yourself to women of other races. And I'm just like, wow, is this what this show is allowing to put on air? Like, it's embarrassing. And as much as, like, for the time that you're on the show, people are going to feel sorry for you, but once you're gone, they've already fit the diversity, and their excuse is going to be, but we did put people of race on there, they just didn't last as long. Once they put those people on there, that's it. They're not gonna go and look for another black person to go and put on there. Viewers like guys that are closer to white, narrow nose but big lips, little high top looking, maybe bleached dyed hair. When I watch these shows, yeah, it's so draining. Yeah, I literally was sitting down watching Love Island, and I said to myself, do you know what? Let me just record a little thing, because don't get me wrong, yeah. My mum is a black woman, my dad is a brown skinned man. All my immediate family are from the Caribbean. When I talk about being black and whatever, and how I feel about how black people are treated in like work, on TV and stuff like that, it's almost, I almost do it through my parents, because of the stories that I've heard and the things that my family have been through when it comes to race. And I'm just like, like, why do we have to work twice as hard? Why do we have to change who we are to then fit in with another race? Even on Towie, there's no black people on Towie. There was one black guy on Towie like how many years ago? And let's be honest, nobody liked him. Nobody really connected with him, because he was the only black guy. And there wasn't and even on the EastEnders, there was a set few of people on EastEnders that were black, but the black people are not getting the big scenes. The black people are not getting the camera time that they should get. And when a black person is confrontational, when a black person is standing up for themselves, they're seen as aggressive, they're seen as not cooperative. But when a white person is being attitudey or not cooperating, it's okay, it's entertaining. There's a double standard when it comes to race, and I don't care what nobody says, I can't fuck with that. I don't think that black people should be on Love Island, period. If you have the mental strength to be able to master how a white person or how production treats you, then I would say go on the show. But if you're broken, or if you're not as confident to separate yourself when it comes to race, who you are, what you stand for, when you can and can't have an attitude, like if you can't separate the two, and if you're going to compare yourself to another race and how they're being treated on TV, on a competition show, anything like that, I would not recommend Love Island. It is, don't get me wrong, it is an amazing opportunity. It's an amazing opportunity to be able to show the world that, yeah, like, I'm black and I like black, but that doesn't always happen. Look how many competition shows there are. You'll never find that a black person has won because of their personality. Like, for example, like Big Brother, there was a year where Big Brother was on, and there was a guy named Brian, and he was adopted. And don't get me wrong, yes, you were raised by people that were white, but you're wearing blue contacts, you've permed your hair, like all those type, like you've permed your hair and then you spiked your hair. Like, nobody can tell me that is you being creative. Nobody can tell me that that's you being you. That is you trying to fit in and trying to appeal to another race. And guys, big him up for winning, but look what he had to do to win. Look I'm not saying he did it intentionally, because that is who he is, but well, I don't know if that's how he is now, but that is who he was on the show. But look what he had to do to win. Look what he had to do to entertain his other housemates and to try and fit in. That's why I say I'm not going to change who I am in terms of how I speak because of a TV show. Don't get me wrong, even when I was in school, black children, my black friends would even do it to me. I wouldn't say I'm the best spoken person in the world. I do feel like I can articulate myself well. I am quite educated and I know how to write up a document. I know all my letterheads. I know how to do the yours sincerely, kind regards. I know when to do those things. But that doesn't mean, oh, you're white, you're an Oreo. And that's what people used to say to me in school. People used to say to me, you're white, you're Oreo, you're Michael Jackson, like things like that. And I used to think, like, trust me, my education is the reason why I speak the way I speak now. And the parents that I have, the things that they taught me, the family that I have, they're well educated. Everybody went, if they didn't go to school, everybody went the business route to learn how to be sensible when it comes to speaking to someone else and being educated. It had nothing to do with being around white people. It had nothing to do with being around anyone in particular. I speak the way I speak because I sat down and read. I sat down and educated myself in my spare time. I go on my laptop, I do my research. And don't get me wrong, when I do get around another race, I know how to articulate myself so that I come across as well presented, well mannered, but I would never change where I come from. You think say me I got change my Jamaican ways? You must be mad. There's no way. Even like going on Love Island, yeah, like all of the white cast can say where they're from. They can say they're Irish. They can say they've got this in them. They can say that. But a black person can't say, oh, I'm African. I like my jollof, or I'm Jamaican. I like my rice and peas. That there's just such a double. It's like anything a black person was to say that could potentially big themselves up is seen as you're not cooperating or you're not fitting in. And I'm afraid I will not be fitting in nowhere if I cannot be myself. And that is one thing that I believe in. I want to be able to be myself regardless of the weather, regardless of the time, regardless of whatever surroundings I'm in. I will always want to be myself. I don't want to be anybody else. I will always be Phillip. It comes from the Caribbean essence, the Caribbean vibes. I do not want to be anybody else. And when it comes to dating, I don't care what kind of dating show it is. If the person is not black, it's not gonna happen. So you can take this however you want to take it, I'm not saying that I do not like, I'm not saying that I don't look at a white woman that are not attractive. I'm not saying that a white man cannot look at a black woman and think, wow, she's beautiful. But I just hate it when it becomes a fetish. I hate when it becomes, oh, I love black. And then you, like, for example, people will come up to me, yeah, and they'll say, you'll be making conversation like, oh, where are you from? And I'm like, I'm from the Caribbean. My dad is Jamaican, yeah, but Jamaican is half of my ethnicity. The rest is Barbados and St. Kitts. But when I say Jamaican, even Africans do it too. They'll straight away go bomba claw, and I'm just like what is that? Like what does that mean? Like what are you trying to say? Because to me that's offensive. Like my whole ethnicity, my whole background, and all you can figure out is bumba clot. Like, oh, I like rice, I like jerk chicken, you know. That's another thing that they say. Oh, I love my jerk chicken. And I'm just like, jerk chicken is not the only thing that black Caribbeans eat. Like, it's jarring. It's so annoying. It's like, when is the whole TV industry and TV situation gonna change? When are people gonna actually say, do you know what, I want to have majority of the cast be black and then have 2 or 1 white or Asian? Because if you look at it on the current panel list here right now, majority of the cast is white. Majority of the cast is white. There's 1 black girl and there was a black guy, and then there's 1 girl that is, I don't know if she's Asian or from like a Turkish background or something like that. She's of some kind of race. That is how it is on every single TV show. And then they have the mixed race, and then they have like someone with a bit of black in them. But when it comes to TV, if you're not white, blonde, red lipstick or pink lipstick, you're tanned, dark hair, a bit of spice. And I just feel like it's not enough. It's not gonna do. So if you're gonna pan Love Island, you have to know what you're about. You have to know what you're about to put yourself through, because that is a mental mind fuck right there, and you have to be prepared for what is to come. But I would love to see a black guy or black girl go on TV and say that my preference is black. But it's like it's gonna be 50 years before that happens, but I'm praying it doesn't. If you agree with me, give this video a thumbs up. If you feel like I have missed certain parts, please comment below on how you feel about the TV industry, Love Island and other shows where they don't literally put black people and black people's views as a forefront. Tell me what you like. Tell me what your preference is. Tell me your views on this particular topic, because I feel like it's a joke. It's actually a joke. We need to do better. So guys, that was all for my why black people should not go on Love Island. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe to this video, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you guys for watching. What a guan pa, what a guan.